And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to the Dice Tower. Today we're talking about Panic Diner. It's been many years since I worked in the food industry. It was only the fast food industry, but I do remember when those rush hour times came and you were frantically doing stuff as fast as you possibly can without making a mistake. Also washing dishes, which is super fun. And that's what this game is. It's a cooperative game. You're all working together to serve customers the food that they want and also wash the dishes. That doesn't necessarily sound fun unless you love washing dishes, but the game itself is interesting. Let's take a look. In this game, each round, you're going to turn over a card, and this is going to be an event card. Hey, it's Santa Claus. Or it might even be a super customer card. In this particular event, and you'll go over each one when it happens, it's going to affect the current round. Only one person can touch red plates on the board. Each player is also going to get a customer card from here, and once you're ready to start the round, you're going to have a number of star tokens out equal to the number of players here in the middle of the table, and you're going to flip a 90-second timer. During that 90-second timer, people are going to attempt to fulfill their orders. You'll flip over, and this customer wants steak, cupcakes, and pizza. There's cupcakes, I got those. Here's steak, I have that, but I'm running into a problem here. Oh, there's pizza here. So I got pizza, no problem. Once I've done it, I'm going to throw the tokens and the empty plates into the dishwasher. And I can grab another star token. I'll grab a star token from the middle to show that I've completed an order, and I keep going. And this is going to happen until all the star tokens are gone. The exception to that is sometimes a super customer will come out who wants a whole pile of food. You can feed this customer instead. That will also end the round. And then if you've ended the round properly before time ran out, you're then going to put a trophy here in the round that it is, and or you'll fail. Put a trophy failed here, and you're trying to win more rounds than not. So here's the problem. You notice that I took some tokens out of the game, and eventually I might look for pizza, and it's not there. Well, there's two things. First of all, the sides of these, every single one has different things on the other side, different colors and different foods. So there's a pizza right there. But you can also clean dishes out. So let's say you have some customers in here. Instead of filling an order, you can say, I'm going to wash dishes. And you can pull one of these cards out along with the colors that match it. So I can go through here, a blue, yellow. Is there a green in here at all? Oh, there's no green. Okay, I can't do that one. Blue, a purple. Oh, there's green in that one. Purple, yellow, and dark blue. There's a dark blue. Oh, there's a green. Okay. Now I just need a light blue. So this person's washing dishes. Once they find it, they can take this dish card out, as well as these tokens, and put these tokens back in the middle. So you can designate someone to wash dishes, but then someone else is going to have to cover for them, feeding the customers. That's basically it. Like I said, there's super customers. There are things like the one I showed you to Santa that said if you have a red plate on your, if you want to put a red one on your card, someone else has to put it on for you. And then, of course, the customers all want different combos of food. That's the game. You all win together or lose. I have to say I'm amused at using the box here as a sink. It's a pretty good look to the game. Round cards in this one work. So you have the different color plates on them on the one side, which helps clear out the dishes, and then the various foods, which are very easy to tell apart. But it's really fascinating to me how all these pieces out here, you'll never remember, for example, that the orange donut and the red pizza are on one side. You just can't remember that stuff. There's too many things. Where is a specific thing? I'm turning it over. I'm looking for a steak, and you're flipping these over. So that's kind of a cool concept to the game. And the washing dishes is something that in round one you can ignore. Round two you might be able to ignore it. But by round three you better start washing the dishes. The timer is okay. It's a 90-second timer. They even say if it falls over you lose a star token. But sometimes the sand has gotten caught in here, so we just ended up using an electronic timer instead. But the components for the game, other than that, especially since you're going to be fast and furiously grabbing them, are pretty good. Well, there you have it. Now, I think this game is geared towards kids, and I have played it with kids, but I think this is what I would call a family-style game, which is why I wouldn't necessarily say this is a kids game. Yes, kids can play it, but there's a lot of stuff going on in here. This is a speed game. Speed games aren't for everybody, where you're moving stuff as fast as you can and flipping tiles over one at a time. But I like the two things about this game that makes it different. Yes, there's games where you grab stuff, put it on here, but here there's double sides and they're different, and you're slowly pulling resources out of the game, so someone has to go in there and wash dishes and bring them back in, which makes everyone else hurry up. The only thing I might not like is the event cards. I almost think that during round one, there should not be an event. It feels like that might help people at least get started. In fact, if you're playing for the first time, I might play the first 2 rounds without events, just because the events add in a lot, and a super customer can throw everything off because you're trying to feed this super customer, and it just changes the gist of the game. Feeding a super customer is all well and fine, but all those ingredients you throw in, you don't throw in these plate cards too, so you're going to have to get some other customers to be able to pull those ingredients out. It's not an overly difficult cooperative game, and it scales well because you need to fill some number of players equal to the number of people in the game. Then you have to fill that many customers, so it scales nicely, but I would say that it's very beatable. It all depends on the events, and if you think the events are too easy, I guess you could pull 2 per time. But I like it. It's fast, frenetic, chaotic, and it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And I don't like every speed game that's out there for sure, but this one had enough silliness to it, enough fun, interesting things, and that wash dishes mechanism I thought worked really well. I also like the food theme, so there's that, and it's a nice looking production. So again, this could be for kids or for families. One that I like, Panic Diner. Dice Tower Judgment, approved!